5:40 on the 26th of July 2022. It did rain last night. I managed to pull the poncho out from in there. I couldn't see where the piece of plastic was that I would normally have wrapped around the sleeping bag, but the poncho seemed like a good option also. I'm not honestly sure if I want to wake up yet or not. Forecast has possible rain for the next 2 hours still. It rained off and on since 10 o'clock last night, just not really super hard, but just enough to get wet. Getting pink over there, so that's going to be where sunrise comes from pretty soon. Yeah. Problem was getting the poncho laid out in the dark. I kept putting it on sideways. There's a long ways and a short way, and I just use it like a tarp, kind of. That's where your head would be if you were wearing it like a poncho. Mostly it worked okay, but the problem was I'd roll over and wake up and I was wet and the poncho was laying on the ground again, and pick it up and throw it back on, and then realize I had it going the wrong way, and considering I live in the desert, this wasn't a high priority for rain, so I wasn't really thinking about it too much when I left. This was kind of a last ditch thing, so the idea from before, these holes here, you can rig a mosquito net, which also would have been good because I had a lot of mosquitoes last night. I see a few this morning again because of the rain, as much as anything. So if I rigged up a shelter, kind of a pole thing that would fit in those holes, and then threw the mosquito net over that, and then I could maybe drape the tarp or the poncho over that, maybe. Figure it out when I get home more than anything. So anyway, today is not supposed to rain after about 9 o'clock or something like that, so I don't want to just hide in bed all day, but I can't go very far without solar anyway, so I can go a little ways, but it doesn't make sense to ride long distances in the rain. It's just no fun. Anyway, I might just pull my head back under the covers for a while. See how it looks. Not too windy, just a little bit breezy. And I'm not completely soaked, so, things have been working. It's just the sleeping bag did get wet a few times, and so what I might end up doing is just kind of pack things up and then ride for a couple hours and then park when the sun comes out and dry everything out again. That'll give me a chance to charge the battery too, so that kind of makes sense. Yeah. Did you know videos like these are supported entirely from donations by people like you? It's true. If you'd like to help out and keep my wheels rolling, keep me wheels rolling, man, go ahead and click on the link down in the description, or I'll put something up on screen. You guys can check it out. You can do PayPal, you can do YouTube members every month, or you can do a YouTube super thanks, the little heart-shaped thing down next to the like button. Throw me a few bucks every now and then, that would be great. Help me buy lately tires and tires and tubes, or maybe food like Clif bars or cheeseburgers or something like that. It does make life a little more bearable out on the road. But anyway, as always, thanks for your support, and stay tuned. We're about 1,200 miles from home now. As of this day, I'm 1 day or so from getting out of Montana. We've got Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, and then back to Texas. And then I'll do a little stand down, rework, get rid of some stuff I don't need, pick up some stuff I do need, maybe make a new trailer, and then we hit the road again, probably. We'll see. All right, back to the show. I got stickers in my toque, my watch cap. I got that, and then I got my neck gaiter. I was pulling up over my face to keep the mosquitoes out. Helps a little bit. Anyway. Yeah, I'll go back to bed for a little bit. I had to get up and find the phone, which I had pushed under the cot in my shoe. It was about the driest place I could think of on short notice. And don't want to lose this phone. This is the second phone. Yeah. So far on this trip, I've worn out the first bicycle, the first trailer, broke a phone, wore out a motor. Yeah. Here comes more rain. Bye. Alright, it's about 7:30 in the morning. There's the sun breaking out. Getting pretty good chunks of blue. Lots of water still. Got a shadow though, that's a good sign. Probably not going to get much more rain. So I am wet but not completely soaked. That's about the best I can say. Last time I dealt with some rain, I ended up using the cot for a drying rack, so I set it up on side, and I could drape the sleeping bag over that to dry it. I think that's what I'll probably try. And I'll also get the bike turned around so it's facing the sun, and just maybe sit here for, I still gotta pack everything up anyway and eat some breakfast, so that might be the plan. The nearest rest area, which is like 30 miles away, it's not close enough to use for a restroom right now, but I might ride to there, and then, unless I find another park or something like that closer, then I could unpack everything and lay it on a picnic table or something and dry it out. That might work. Yeah. Because if you don't dry it, it's going to get moldy. It's moist enough right now anyway, that I'm not going to get very much evaporation. It's just too soggy, too humid. Anyway, it's not cold, so, that's what I was kind of trying to convince myself as I was waking up. It's like, well, I can ride in the rain. People do that. And it's not cold, so I'm not going to get hypothermia. It's just hard to convince yourself of that when you're under the covers and it's raining outside. But yeah, it's only 7:30, so it's not like I slept in too late or anything. Alright, that's it for now. Alright, leave nothing but tracks, take only fit pictures. Not a lot of motivation to get moving today. It's like, Anyway, I had several people drive by that I waved at, so they know I'm here. It's not like I'm hiding. Blue sky that way. That's north-ish. That was west. The clouds seem to be coming in this direction towards me. So that seems to be clear sky coming. I can see the light white clouds that are with the water vapor that's boiling off already. Pretty dark in front of me, but if I'm going slow enough, the clear sky will catch up to me. There's Mr. Sun. Not much there. Getting a few watts, but not very much. Alright. Oh yeah, brush my teeth. If I leave that out, I'll remember. I don't know how many times I've been 15 minutes into the ride and start picking out seeds out of your teeth, like, oh yeah, I gotta brush my teeth. Okay, stop and do that. It's different when you're not home. Routines get all messed up. Alright, go. Alright, we're a couple miles inside Wyoming. I just thought it was a good place to stop and get a picture or a video or something. Just rolling green, lush looking hills. Especially after the rain last night. Honestly, aside from the fact I got rained on, it really wasn't a bad deal. Got to work on the details a little bit more. The sun is just perpetually on the side of that cloud. But we got a lot of blue coming, so I think the forecast said by, see, it's 9:30 now. Yeah, we should be getting better and better throughout the day now. So I saw a bunch of sunshine in this little pull out here, so I thought I'd stop and let the bike charge. And then the cloud came back, so it's like, yeah, whatever. There's a work crew coming past on the rail here somewhere. Oh, there they are. Now that would be the deal right there. I've seen a place, oh, they're actually, looks like they're pumping water out of there. It's kind of interesting. Huh. I think it was near Seattle. They had an old rail line that was out of service. It was decommissioned. And these guys formed a little company for tour guides. And they had modified bicycles. And I think what they did is they had the regular bike and then kind of like a sidecar beside it. And the only purpose of the sidecar was to put a wheel on the second track. So they put rail style wheels. And I don't know how far they went, I can't remember. I mean, as far as, anyway, the wheel had a lip on it so it would stay engaged with the track. So once you were on it, you didn't have to balance or steer. You just followed the track all by itself, right? And I mean, the whole idea of rail is they're relatively smooth. I mean, you get the little clickety-clack all the time, but metal on metal rolls super smooth and very little resistance. So if you could take advantage of that, now don't go trying this because you'll die. And what's left of you, the rail company will use for a piñata or something like that. So don't do it. But from a simple efficiency of getting across the country, that would be the way to go. No flat tires also. And on a bicycle, your steel wheel should last the rest of your life. Tempting. Anyway. Yeah, the sun is not really coming out yet, so it's just on the edge. So we got about 48 volts. That's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not dead yet. I think my plan is going to be, when the sun comes out, find a spot to park and lay out my gear and let everything dry, because the sleeping bag was pretty wet when I rolled it up. All right, here we go. All right, it's turning into a beautiful day. That's I-90 over there. You can see the trucks and stuff moving. We are getting enough sun to basically solar cruise right now, plus we're going down a little bit of a hill. So I've got about 60 or 70 watts coming in, and if I use about the same, then I'm not hitting the battery. So that's kind of cool. These clouds look kind of cool now. Don't think we're going to get any more rain today. Yay for that. I'm starting to get dry. Nothing quite like putting on slightly damp bicycle shorts. Yeah. Character building, right? Just your average solar powered electric bicycle parked in front of a train full of coal. It just makes me sad. And there's a lot of it. And I've been seeing multiples of these every day, like every couple of hours. It's a lot. They're going towards, let's see, where are we at? They'd be going towards the west because I'm going towards the east. Yeah. This track kind of more or less follows I-90, at least from what I've seen. Yeah, maybe they're just taking it someplace to safely dispose of it. That'd be it. Anything left over, take it back to the mine and bury it. Good thinking. Alright, here's the coal deposit, and these green lines are all the electrical power plants that are burning the coal from this area. Thing is, it's mostly unnecessary now. Between hydro and solar and wind and green hydrogen, we don't really need to burn this stuff anymore. But apparently the coal from this area is pretty good. It's low sulfur, burns pretty clean, but black diamonds, hack. Yeah, anyway. Alright, 1 o'clock. We're in the town of Sheridan, Wyoming. Walmart, obviously. We're getting a few things done here today. I happened to go right past a Wells Fargo, and I still don't have a debit card, so I had to get some money out. So I just realized I had zero cash in my pocket. So now if I need something, I can't use a credit card, I can do that. Also paid my credit card a little bit. Yay. Did that online. Then I saw an Ace hardware store, and they had the little bearings that I need for the wheels. They're $5 a piece. And I ended up, last time I bought a whole wheel for $50, and it had 2 bearings plus the wheel. So I don't know which is better or worse. Anyway, let's go stock up on some food here. I hated to stop. I was actually doing good on this hill, but I really wanted to get this picture. Getting a good climb up. Passed a truck that overheated back there. I don't know if that counts as a pass or not since he was stopped, but as long as I get going before he gets going, it'll be okay. We're going to climb about 1,000 feet today in the next 30 miles off and on. But it'll be climb and then descend and climb and descend, and so we'll probably climb the same 500 feet 3 times, it looks like, you know. Also, we don't have a huge amount of solar, but it's just about to come out of the sun again, out of the clouds. So I'm not doing huge on batteries, but I think if I'm careful, I'll have enough. Yeah. Anyway, off we go. All right, another scenic stop. This one, an actual official scenic lookout. It's 3:15. With the hills and the broken sunshine, I might just stop here today. I never did dry my sleeping bag, so if I laid it out now, it'd be dry by tonight and not get all moldy, which is important. And I could kind of squeeze myself over here so I'm not right next to the road. This is still highway land, so not officially sanctioned, but whatever. What I was looking to do is to get to a truck park by tonight, 30 miles away. I'm pretty sure it didn't even have restrooms, so there's no definite reason to get to there. So this might be nice. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Just big old rolling hills. This is what I remember of Wyoming from the last time I drove through. It's just kind of, I think this is the whole state. Just a bunch of hills. This and Montana are gonna, or I mean, Colorado will be about the same. Yeah, let's put the electric bike next to the guy in the truck that's idling. That's a good idea. Anywho, let's see what yonder sign says. California would have paved a road like this. The Bozeman Trail. Ooh, we have a bench. Oh, now I feel bad for saying that. Okay, they did do a sidewalk on this side. That's good. All right. All right, Bozeman Trail. My phone's about to go dead. Look at pictures and then we'll look at this later. All right, sit rep. It's afternoon. I did ride 40 miles today. It's a little bit short, but I figured I'm in a good spot. Sun is finally coming out, so I'm gonna have the bike fully charged before it gets dark. So I decided I'm just gonna stay here. I'm at the top of the hill on a scenic overlook place. Probably not supposed to park here very long, but I don't see any signs specifically saying not to sleep here. I guess you're supposed to know you're not supposed to do that, but anyway. I'll get myself a little bit back off the road. For now, I'm just taking advantage of the fact that it's sunny and a light breeze, so my sleeping bag was smelling kind of bad when it was wet in its storage sack, so I pulled it out and fluffed it out, draped it over the bike, and solar panels are getting good charge, so yeah, it's nice up here. Kind of looking out over the valley. If it turns nasty, this would be a bad place to be, but whatever. Oh, just looking at this would be hilarious. Oh, dude, if I would have had this last night, that's an improvised shelter right there. That's awesome. Oh, I bet you'd get some dirty looks if you crawled up from underneath that. That's a historic monument. It's my lean-to. Anyway, I think as I get further and further into this trip, I'm finding my focus, or my... I don't even know what the word is for that. Like my method, my modus operandi or something. So I'm just like, I had walked over to the bike, I checked the solar, fluffed the sleeping bag, turned it over, and decided, I'm just gonna come up here and sit for a while. So, I grabbed myself a drink and happened to look back, and this pickup drives in, and it had a bunch of stuff in the back. And I didn't think much of it at first, then I kind of stopped and looked, and it's like a model... Honestly, I don't know my old cars, but it's like the old Ford pickup, like the 1920s or something like that. One was the Model A and one was the Model T, and I'm not sure if either one of those was the truck. Anyway, so it turns out the guy had a body shop for most of his life. Closed it down. The place was in California. Then he moved to North Carolina or something like that. Decides, okay, he's going to go back and get one last truckload of stuff to get out of there. And this old model, whatever, Ford was on there, right? So I just walked up and was like, wow, what a neat setup, because he had that and a whole bunch. I mean, the whole truck was full of what looked like an old collector's stuff, right? So my first thought was, barn find, or like one of those shows or something like that. So I asked him. He's like, no, this truck belonged to my grandfather. He bought it new. I'm like, oh my God, legacy, So he gets talking about it, and it's just fun, right? Well, then come to find out the guy was retired Vietnam vet, had been on a Navy SEAL team in Vietnam, which is like top of the top of the top, guys that would be considered heroes but would never admit to being a hero. That's the guys, it's just everyday guys, just out there in the wild with the rest of us. So yeah, we talked for probably half an hour or something like that. And that's kind of what I'm thinking is, when I'm on the road, I don't talk to anybody. When I'm sitting still, but he was talking about he's involved with some veterans groups, so we're going to try to keep in touch when I get back, and figure out if is there some way we could put our heads together, because you get too many guys get home and don't get together, and the military guys can't really tell stories to non-military people. It's like it gets lost in translation or something like that. You just can't it's hard to bridge the gap, and by the time you explain what made it an interesting story, you kind of lose interest. But the military guys that are carrying around all this stuff in their head, they need a way to get together and, you know, tell stories to people that understand, kind of thing. So, and my thought is, man, you know, I'd love to get a group of guys together and just go, you know, meet up in a state and go ride for a few days together, you know, just to get away from civilians, kind of thing, and remember what it was like to be with your guys. Anyway, it's just kind of a good reminder talking to a guy like that knew what I meant. So, John, if you happen to see this, it was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm probably just gonna chill out here for the night. So, got my 40 miles in. Plus, I got back in Sheridan. I managed to, well, I hit the bank, so I got some cash that I needed, just in case. You know, it's like you hate pulling out a credit card for, you know, buying everything you need. You know, if you go buy a Coke, you don't want to use a credit card for that. Hit a hardware store that had the bearings, so I actually found the bearings that I need for the wheels. They only had 2 in stock, but now that proved that they are available, so I kind of know how to look for them now. So, yay for that. And then hit the Walmart and got stocked up on groceries, so I've got food for a few more days again, so that's good. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, anybody else that's out there, I'm the worst guy ever at starting groups or at bridging gaps and stuff like that, so I'm just kind of thinking about it out loud. But if there's veterans groups that are especially interested in bicycles, but otherwise just in general, you know, what I don't want to do is end up, you know, in one of those, you know, groups in a little town somewhere where everybody just sits around and drinks beer, and, you know, it'd be kind of cool to get a bunch of guys together that would go out camping or something like that. So, nothing against sitting around drinking beer, but would be get out. I guess for me, what I realized was getting out on the bike always made me feel better. So sometimes that's what it takes, and, you know, getting a few people together, all the better. So, anywho, yeah, not a bad place to be sitting. Guess I'm going to call that a day and get this edited and uploaded before I forget. So, as always, thanks for watching the videos to the end, and post your comments and questions if you have any, and I'll try to keep up on answering them when I can. Don't always have internet, but when I do, I try to keep up with everybody. So, if you have any veteran friends, check in on them, make sure they're doing okay, and, you know, maybe show them the videos. And for anybody that's curious, the whole purpose of this, for me, was to help raise awareness for the people that are coming back, the veterans that are given their best years, and then they come back and they end up committing suicide because they have a hard time bridging the gap to civilian life again. So, if we can remind people this is happening and get in contact with our veteran friends and show them a better way. Sometimes it's just getting together and hanging out for a couple hours a day, one or 2 days a week, just to bridge the gap, because you never know what's going on with somebody. Alright, that's it for now. As always, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one. We are in Wyoming. Yeah. Alright, moving on.